Hey y'all, and happy Sunday. This week I am going to share with you the recipes that you see here. We've got some pan-fried steaks, hamburger pie, and then Cousin's Maine lobster truck, dizzy chicken, Philly cheesesteak pasta, lemon pepper chicken thighs, and then finally on Saturday we have a crab boil. Stay tuned and I will show you all of these recipes. For the steaks, I completely forgot to hit record, but here they are. They're just pan-fried, Gordon Ramsay style. They were delicious. So here I am browning up my ground beef for my hamburger pie using some 85-15, a little onion powder, garlic powder. Get all this browned up, and of course some AP seasoning as well. And then once this is all browned, go ahead and mash it all up, break it into small pieces. And you're going to have a can of green beans and a can of tomato soup. So you mix the green beans with the tomato soup, add a little salt and pepper, give it all a good mix. And then once you have all of this in, you are going to add back in the ground beef and then give this all a big stir. Also, the topping is mashed potatoes, and I was not feeling like making my own homemade mashed potatoes, so I decided to top this just with a bag of loaded baked mashed potatoes. And I love those. They're so good. So I boiled some water, put them in the bowl, added in the potatoes. Oh, look, creature making an appearance. So give those all a big mix. And then I put in a little bit of butter, some salt and pepper, I believe. And then that goes on top of this hamburger pie, if you will. This is a recipe my mom used to make when I was a kid. So I'm a product of the 80s. So this is something I grew up on. And it's simple, it's easy, it has all the food groups. And it's just really good and quick and easy to make, especially for those weeknights where you just don't really feel like cooking anything. I'm gonna add a little bit of beef broth in because it was a little bit dry for my liking, and I wanted there to be enough liquid in there so everything could really cook through. And you top it with the mashed potatoes, and then on top of that goes some shredded cheddar cheese and some French's onions. And then you just bake this. Everything's pretty much already cooked. So I like to throw this in the oven at 375 for about 15-20 minutes, just until everything is nice and bubbly. And here is the finished product. Oh, so good. The next night we did Cousin's Maine lobster rolls. I was feeling under the weather, so Jack went and grabbed dinner for us. The next night I made dizzy chicken. Here's the ingredients. You literally put everything in a casserole dish, pour all of this together, and then bake it. Put some Monterey cheese on top until it is nice and bubbly. This is seriously absolutely delicious. And I made some rolls to go along with it. The next night, I made a Philly cheesesteak pasta. I got this shaved beef at Aldi, and I used that along with, I diced up some green peppers, some onion, just in small pieces. This chopper makes life so much easier, honestly. Then I get all that chopped up and add it to a pan with a little bit of butter and olive oil. And then I'm going to season that up with some AP seasoning. Once it's a little tender, I also salt this water for the pasta, add a lot in there. I'm just going to add the pasta in. I did about 3/4 of a box of the whole grain pasta. Now that my veggies are cooked through, I'm going to add them to a bowl and set this aside. And then I'm going to use this same pan and lay the beef, the shredded beef, into the pan. Once I've got it all in there, I'm just gonna cook it through. If you've ever made steakums or Philly cheesesteaks using this kind of meat, you know that it cooks up very fast and it's super easy. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. Of course, you gotta season in layers. So I don't know why I got meticulous with the pepper, but then I add in some AP seasoning and then just cook this meat until it is well done. Um, this recipe is so easy. I add in a brown gravy packet it makes it a lot more rich and it gives it some creaminess along with some chicken broth. Makes it more like a casserole. And then I throw back in the onions and peppers and give that a big stir. My pasta has already been drained. It's sitting in the sink. So I'm going to give this a big stir, make sure everything is well combined, and then I'm going to add back in that pasta, and then you can serve this up. This was a super easy meal. It was really good. Again, it was one of those that kind of has all of the food, every food group in it. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And there is the finished product. It was so delicious. And I sprinkled the top with a little bit of provolone cheese. The next night, I decided I was going to try some lemon pepper chicken thighs. I made the asparagus the way I have made most of my vegetables in the air fryer. Vegetable seasoning, Parmesan, a little bit of lemon juice, a little salt and pepper. Toss all that in some olive oil and then put that into the air fryer. It's at 370 for 15 minutes and you shake every 5 minutes. Here I have my cast iron skillet heating over medium heat with some olive oil and some butter. I'd seasoned these chicken thighs with some of the Lowry's lemon pepper marinade. That's the same thing I do when I make my wings in the air fryer. And then I also added on some lemon pepper seasoning. Being from Atlanta and living here as well, like we're home of lemon pepper, we just are. So here I'm just gonna flip these over. I was trying to get a really good sear on both sides, but that didn't really happen. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more seasoning. Then I made some rice. This rice I cooked up and then I added in half of a can of cream of chicken soup. I also put the thighs in the oven at 350 to completely cook them through. Here is our plate, and oh, was it so good. Here we just did a crab boil. I've shown this several times on my channel. And yeah, that'll do it for this week's What's for Dinner. I would love if you would subscribe and also give my video a like and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what other kinds of recipes you would like me to cook. And I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great week, everybody. Bye, y'all.